What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So once again, Gervonta Tank Davis, undefeated, 5-time world champion, 3-division world champion, superstar boxer. Gervonta Tank Davis, 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw. 28 wins by way of knockout. Gervonta Tank Davis, 30 years of age. Gervonta Tank Davis, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Gervonta Tank Davis once again destroys his own fans, the content creators that make up stories once again. How, you say, Blue? Once again. Hold on. Gervonta Tank Davis, should he get past, which is no foregone conclusion, Lamont Roach Jr., the WBA super featherweight world champion, and now the lightweight title contender, star boxer, who's turning into a superstar because of his performance against Gervonta Tank Davis March 1st. They have to rematch because the fight ended in a draw, and many people, including myself, thought Lamont Roach won the fight. Gervonta Tank Davis in that fight showed a lot of frustration. But once again, Gervonta Tank Davis' mind might have been somewhere else, because he had a deal on the table with Netflix and Jake Paul to fight the YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul. That's right, the same Jake Paul that just fought Iron Mike Tyson and weighed in at 227 pounds. A heavyweight, right? And once again, Jake Paul comes out yesterday, and Jake Paul confirms that he, as I told you, as I've been telling you guys, right? Jake Paul confirms that they had a deal in place and they're going to fight next. And for the silly people out there that like to come out and say, Blue, but you said he was fighting Isaac Cruz first. I said that it was 2 people in the locker room. Isaac Cruz, I was told that Isaac Cruz was on the table and that was one of the opponents. Then I got confirmation. They came back and they said, well, Jake Paul is plan A, and if they can't get a deal done and the fight done with Jake Paul, Isaac Cruz rematch is going to be the plan B. Isaac Cruz is as a backup plan. Okay? Okay. So I told you guys Jake Paul was then going to be the chosen opponent, and you guys told me I was wrong. Now, Jake Paul comes out and he tells you, nope, Blue was right. Now, here's the problem. Jake Paul, who is 28 years of age. Jake Paul, who is a novice in the sport of boxing. Jake Paul, who fights at heavyweight, cruiserweight, and light heavyweight. Jake Paul, who is 11 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 7 wins by way of knockout. Jake Paul is 6'1" with a 76-inch arm reach. Tank Davis likes to brag that he's 5'4". He says that I put on paper I'm 5'5". I'm actually 5'4". So Jake Paul is nearly a foot taller. He's 7 inches taller than Gervonta Tank Davis. Right? He has a 9-inch arm reach advantage over Gervonta Tank Davis and nearly outweighs him by 100 pounds. I'm going to say he outweighs him by 100 pounds because Jake Paul weighed in at 227. What did he rehydrate to or hydrate to? At least 230, right? The night of the fight with Mike Tyson, okay? Tank Davis weighed 133 pounds for his weigh-in with Lamont Roach. So Jake Paul is nearly 100 pounds heavier, 9-inch arm reach advantage, 7 inches taller, and get this, for all the smart people in the back that's trying to say, well, Tank is just doing this for the bag. Well, I'm going to address that. Because didn't Tank Davis say he was only loyal to Al Haymon, premier boxing champion, founder and advisor Al Haymon, and Amazon Prime? And didn't y'all come out talking about why he got to go with DAZN, why he got to go with any other platforms and to make fights happen when he's loyal to Amazon? He can't fight Devin Haney on DAZN, can't fight Shakur on DAZN because he's loyal to Amazon and Al Haymon and the deal that Al Haymon has. And he needs to back Al Haymon up with the deal because he's the cash cow. And now he's going to go. DAZN is not a direct rival of Amazon. Netflix is. Now he's going to go to Netflix, the direct rival of Amazon. That's like HBO and Showtime. That's like Fox and ESPN. That's the direct rival. You couldn't go to the spinoff, DAZN, to fight Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, so on and so forth. ESPN for Teofimo Lopez. You couldn't do that because he got to pledge his loyalty. As he told you, I'm stuck. I got to pledge my loyalty to Amazon and Al Haymon. Ain't that what he told you? Now he's going to go to Netflix, the direct rival of Amazon? The biggest rival of Amazon? As far as streaming goes? Netflix? Okay. Not only that, they told you, Kenny Ellis, Calvin Ford, Devin Haney's too big. Devin Haney's too big at 140. He rehydrate 25 pounds. We ain't fighting Devin Haney. But now you're going to fight Jake Paul. And so here's where the exposure comes in. Here's how you get exposed. So y'all came and said, well, yeah, but Jake Paul's an exhibition. Sorry, Jack. Jake Paul is saying that it's going to be a sanctioned fight that's going to count against their record. Dun, dun, dun! Which means it's going to go against their record, which means there's going to be a winner and a loser, which means they're going to have to fight at a real weight, some sort of catch weight. And it's going to count against their record. But wait, now y'all saying, and I agree, Tank should get the bag. Go get that bag, for sure. You can get the bag. But now somebody got to ask Tank, what happened to the bag that you had, that you said the 7-fight deal, when you sat down with Najee and Cigar Talk, and you said that you had a 7-fight deal that was bigger than the deal Floyd Mayweather did with Showtime, Steven Espinosa, that was worth 6 fights, $200 million. You said you signed a deal that was bigger than that. You said you the cash cow. Your coach, Kenny Ellis, just made a fool of you by sitting there telling people that Shakur is trying to wait you out, age you out. Last time I checked, Shakur and Jake Paul is the same age. What? Are they? Did he just say that? Yeah. So you ain't fighting the guys in your weight class. What about the hit list? When Kenny Ellis was talking to Keyshawn Davis, he told Keyshawn he was out of luck because he wasn't part of the hit list. What? You ain't part of the hit list. What? Somebody tell me when Jake Paul became part of the hit list. And again, this fight will be a sanctioned fight, a real boxing match that will count against their record. Which means, in order for any state athletic commission, New York State Athletic Commission, as I told you guys, he was supposed to headline this card right now. That's going to see Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. It was going to be headlined by Jake Paul and Tank Davis. New York State Boxing Athletic Commission, the State Boxing Athletic Commission that didn't want to overturn that Lamont Roach fight, and I told you they wasn't going to stick their nose into that business because Tank Davis going to bring a big fight to New York State, and they didn't want to put a blemish on his record, an L on his record, because that's going to look bad for that Jake Paul fight and that big event they looking to bring to New York. So whatever State Athletic Commission New York, they are going to have a legal catch weight, which means Tank Davis is going to fight well above 130 pounds. I thought he was too small for that. I thought Leonard Ellerbe told you he was a natural 130 pounder. I thought Coach Kenny Ellis told you he was a natural 130 pounder. I told you that. I thought Calvin Ford said he was a natural 130 pounder. Ain't that what they told you? He a natural 130 pounder. He can't fight at 140. He too small. But wait. He gonna fight Jake Paul well above 130 pounds. Wait, didn't he tell you when he called out Shakur Stevenson, said I'm gonna fight Shakur Stevenson? Then when after he fought, then he said he can't make 130 pounds. You can't make this stuff up. This is why I tell y'all, be a fan of the sport of boxing first, be a fan of the fighter second. They will make you look like a fool. And don't come here debating people that are actually long lifers, long time fans of the sport of boxing. Don't debate those people. If you are casual and you're a fan of a fighter, be that as it may. But you make yourself sound silly trying to debate with people, argue with people, and call people haters that are longtime fans of the sport of boxing because you're a fan of a fighter that makes you look like a fool. So now he gonna fight Jake Paul should he get past Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach upset the apple cart. I thought he pledged his allegiance to Al Haymon and Amazon. I thought he signed a 7-fight deal worth more than Floyd Mayweather deal. What happened to that deal? Y'all said he chasing the bag, but I thought he already had the bag in hand. Since he did that interview with Najee and Cigar Talk, you ain't hear him mention that 7-fight deal, massive bag since. Boy, oh boy. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. But that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.